Of Missoula's sports heroes. You're tuned in to the Missoula Prep Sports Network live stream of local sports.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This presentation of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness, the only gym from Montana for Montana.
Check it out.
MPSN is your leader in Missoula's prep sports.
woo!
We now take you to the action on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Everybody hustles out there, okay, guys? Nobody quits.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Harris Field and a gorgeous, sunny Lewiston, Idaho. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we get set for our first game of two today at the Dwight Church Tournament in Lewiston, hosted by the Lewis and Clark Twins. What a game we had last night with the Mavericks picking up the first win of the tournament over the host team, so 1-0. Now we'll go ahead and have the Mavericks take on the Mercedes-Benz of Seattle, and they had a loss against the Cannons, the Spokane Cannons, just before this game, and it was all Mercedes-Benz for the first 4 innings, and then Spokane swung into it late in the game and came away with the win over Mercedes 9-7. So now the Mavericks will take on the team from Seattle, and then they'll have the game right after this one with the Prairie Cardinals. The Cardinals are 1-1 after a 8-run loss to Lewis and Clark to open up, and then they would take down Spokane Cannons in the second game 5-1. So 1-1 for the Cardinals. The boys from Seattle, they've got 1-0-1 on their record going into it. The next game will be 20 minutes or a half hour after this one finishes up. We've got umpires on the field, and they're giving us the thumbs up that it's okay to go ahead and do our start thing. So the Mavericks are the away team. So we'll go ahead and announce the Mavericks first. Leading things off will be the center fielder, Brendan Hill. Number 3. Second will be Dane Frazier, number 7. He'll hold down first base. Batting third is number 2, Stuart Long, the shortstop. The wall behind the plates, number 13, Trad Richardson. He'll bat fourth. Batting fifth is number 5, Drew Stensrud, holding down third base. Thomas Martin's in right field today. He's number 8, batting sixth. It's Jake Lentner, the designated hitter, batting seventh. Batting eighth is number 10, Bridger Johnson, the left fielder. And Dayton Bay is the second baseman rounding out. He is number 1 on the lineup. It'll be Parker Stevens on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks for the first game. And for Mercedes, it's number 1, Cole Werner, the center fielder. Batting second, it'll be number 3, Brock Williams at shortstop. Number 30, Jordan Schuler, the left fielder, will bat third. Batting fourth is number 37, Cameron Smith. He's holding down third. Batting fifth is number 6, Cody Kemble, the designated hitter. The first baseman, number 42, Alex Ballett, is batting sixth, or batting seventh is number 23, Parker Stay, the catcher. Austin Santiago is the second baseman, number 14, batting eighth, and running out the order will be number 7, Cole Fazio, the right fielder. It's Hunter Downing on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound for Mercedes-Benz to start the game. Well, folks, judging by how things went in the first game, one of the game plans for the Mavericks, and it's always the game plan going in for baseball, is to reduce errors, and we'll see what they can do. First pitch is at 4:17. We've got a temperature of 83 degrees with a wind out of the northwest at 6 miles an hour. So 1-0 to Hill. Hill will crank on this one. It's going to go into the gap in right field. It's in the glove, and that is one away to start the game. That takes us to Dane Frazier. With one out. Frazier with an exciting game last night, and he's really heated up his bat once we've gotten to conference play. And he'll let the first pitch go by for strike 1. So Downing on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. Didn't see him very much, as this one's going to be fouled down the first base line. To go 0-2 on the count. Stuart Long in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks. Here's the pitch by Downing, and it'll tag Frazier square in the back. The Mavericks will have a runner at first. Giving Stuart Long, the shortstop, an opportunity at the plate now. So Long to settle in. Hathaway gives the signal, and Frazier steps on the bag. Trad Richardson in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Outside, it'll be ball 1 to start out for Long. The stretch and set. And Long will bat this one foul down the third base line. We'll go 1-1 on the count. Hathaway sends a signal in. Quick throw to first. So Mavericks will have Prairie Cardinals after this game is up. The final game of the day will be Lewis and Clark against the Hanford Flames, as Long powers this one foul up over the netting. And we go 1-2 on the count. Downing checking the runner at first. And the stretch and set. And a low pitch will even us out at 2. Long doing a good job of being patient at the plate. He's really picked up his play defensively, as there's a throw to first. Taking over that shortstop position for Hill, allowing Hill to move back into center field. And this one's going to come off the bat sideways down the first base line, and the foul ball will keep us at 2-2. Alex Ballot out at first, trying to run that one down, loses his hat. He was here watching some of the games, or the game last night between Missoula and Lewiston. As this one's cranked over second base, it's going to have a hop, and the Mavericks will have runners at first and second with 1 out. Taking us to Trad Richardson. So the Mavericks looking to see if they can open up with a run to start out with. Seattle came out in the first few innings against Spokane, as Richardson takes this one off the middle of the bat. It's got a ride into the gap, and it's ran down by the center fielder. Runners will hold at first and second, and we've now got 2 away on the board. So we drop to Drew Stensrud, the third baseman. And Stensrud will swing foul for the first pitch. Long at first, Frazier at second. Frazier with the hit by pitch, and Long with the shot up the middle. As Stensrud will let this one slide by, and we'll go even on the count at 1 apiece. Thomas Martin in the on-deck circle for the Mavericks with 2 outs and 2 on. Stensrud punches this one straight up in the air. The pitcher says he's got it. First baseman Ballot comes in, puts it in the glove, and that is the side. So the Mavericks load 2 up. They'll leave them behind, and we'll have Seattle's first at-bat right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
When your workout window is small, you don't want to travel far, wait for parking, and hope for an open machine. Let Fuel Fitness and Nutrition ignite your life with no waiting. Fuel has plentiful parking and 30,000 square feet of weight and cardio training equipment. When you want it, you'll get it at Fuel. Businesses don't hesitate to sign up with Fuel. We have enough parking and equipment to handle your entire staff and 24/7 access so they can get in shape around work schedules. Ignite your life with no waiting at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition in the Holiday Village Shopping Center.
MPSN is back to live stream the Montana Legion Baseball AA and State A tournaments this summer. Join us live from Billings, Montana for the State AA tournament and Florence, Montana for the State A tournaments, July 27th through the 31st for all the play-by-play action of every game. If you know of a local business in your community that would like to sponsor the coverage of the games on MPSN, please send us an email. MPSN. Legion Baseball's home for the 2019 Montana State Legion Baseball tournaments.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we have the bottom of the first inning. The Mercedes-Benz of Seattle and the Missoula Mavericks. Mavericks not able to put a run on after they loaded up 2. So now Parker Stevens will go to work on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks. Leading off for Seattle will be the center fielder, Cole Werner. So Werner, Williams, and Schuler for Seattle. Our umpires made a change in the game. The first game, the umpires were wearing American flag shirts. I thought that was pretty awesome. You can go on MPSN on Facebook as Parker Stevens will start out with strike 1 to Werner. But you can find us on Facebook. Twitter and Instagram, MPSN 406. And you can see the patriotic jerseys that the umpires were wearing in the previous game. Here's Parker, and this will be fouled off. Here's the 0-2. Werner's going to reach for it. This one's down the first base line, and it's going to land in the little picnic area for people to sit down the first base line. We stay at 0-2 to Werner. So our plate umpire is Marty Gibbs, and it is Kyle Graham in the field, and this one's going to be cranked into right field and just over the glove of Martin. That'll allow the runner, he'll grab a gear, go around second, and that'll be a stand-up triple for Seattle. To start the game. And this is how they swung into the game to start against Spokane Cannons. The Cannons picked up their first win. They're 1-2 on the tournament. Bunt showing, and we'll have strike 1 to Brock Williams, the shortstop. Williams with a good swing to his bat. He was very productive. I didn't keep stats for that first game as Stevens is going to go to third. And now we'll get the manager for Mercedes to come out and speak with our field umpire, Kyle Graham. Ben Kruger is the manager for Seattle. He's very active with his players as well. He's a third base coach, and Seattle having the third base line, and in between pitches he's looking into the dugout and showing guys what they need to be doing and what they're looking at. Not sure what the early conference is about, but we'll have 0-1 to Williams. It's Jordan Schuler in the on-deck circle. Here's Stevens with the pitch. And Parker will find the plate for strike 2. Here's the pitch. And a foul ball will keep us at 0-2. Good job by Trad Richardson, the catcher. Keep it in front of him, and we'll have ball 1. So Parker Stevens, a 6'3", 180-pound right-hander, graduate of Sentinel over the weekend. And this one's reached for. It's going to be, oh, nice job by Bay to put a glove on it, but just a thread wide, and we'll have a score and a run by, a score and a hit by Mercedes. So that makes it 1-0 Seattle on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Brings up number 30, Jordan Schuler, the left fielder. 1 on, no outs. Stevens going back to first, and that's going to be an overthrow, allowing the runner. It's going to go deep. Runner's around second and on his way to third now. And this is a situation the Mavericks needed to avoid to stay ahead of Seattle. Same mistakes that Spokane made. Was that error on Parker or on? This one's going to be whacked into right field on the hop. The runner will tag at third as Martin lets it roll between his legs. Runner will hold at first. And Mercedes will have a 2-0 score on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard, as Cameron Smith, the third baseman, comes to the plate. Stevens with the stretch and set, and he'll step off the rubber as time is called. Parker, as you can see on the 5 Valley Autos pitcher mound, he is a pitcher. Does spend some time in right field, mainly in right field, but has had some time in other spots out there. This is his second year with the AA squad, and he played 1 year with the A-level Mavs. As this one swung on for strike 2, who I heard had a couple of good games last night against the Red Sox. The first one going extra innings. Looks like the western side of the state is going to be extremely competitive for A-level baseball. Bunt showing, outside pitch, brings up ball 1. It's good for the boys at home to play well against the Red Sox. Here's the 1-2. Bunt laid down, and we'll have the third strike on the bunt. Brings up the designated hitter, Cody Kimball, with 1 out, 1 on, and 2 runs earned. Outside pitch to Kimball by Stevens. We'll bring up ball 1. Parker, also a football player. You might have seen him locally on the defensive side of the ball for the Sentinel Spartans, as this one's swung on for strike 1. Parker playing a little corner. As we get strike 2. Oh, wide receiver. My bad. As this one's popped foul. Parker is a wide receiver. Here's the 1 and 2. And another foul ball hopped over the netting. Here's this pitch by Stevens, and that one's going to be over the head of the batter. Runner will advance to second. And we'll be at 2 and 2 on the count. Seeing some more Maverick fans making their way in on the Friday afternoon. Thursday games are tough for parents to make, as we'll have a swing for strike 3, and that is 2 away now. Takes us to Alex Below. He played third in the game against Spokane. As Stevens will deliver outside for ball 1. We get ball 2 now. Runner at second is Schuler. 2 outs. As Stevens will deliver over the plate to make it 2 and 1 on the count. Here's the stretch and set. And this one's punched up over second base. It's going to be shallow infield, and it will be Bay. Bay drops it infield, and that will put runners on the corners. The runner at third will hold. And that will allow Ballet to get to first. And that'll put runners on the corners. We now get Parker Stay, the center fielder, with 2 outs. Here's Stevens with the pitch, and he'll be just high in the zone for ball 1. Here's one that bounces into Long, the throw to second, and the fielder's choice will end the side. We'll go to the top of the second right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Warning, warning.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning, warning. This is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half-price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop into 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton at Harris Field in Lewiston, Montana, home of the Lewis and Clark College here in Lewiston, home of the NAIA World Series. Top of the second inning, and Seattle leads the Mavericks 2-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. For the Mavericks, it'll be Thomas Martin to lead things off, so the 6, 7, 8 batters, Martin, Lettner, and Johnson, to get things going. Mavericks will have the next game going against the Prairie Cardinals, who are in the building. They are just on the edge of your viewing, at the bottom of your viewing screen, the boys sitting down there. Here's Hunter Downing with his first pitch of the inning, and he'll deliver ball one. So Martin in right field, as this one swung on for strike one. He came in and wanted to win that second base spot. His brother James held down for the last 3 years, but with changes with personnel, well, you got to do the next man up. This one's just past the glove of the third baseman, and Thomas Martin will find himself on with a hit. That brings us to the designated hitter, Jake Lettner. So Lettner settles in, and Downing will toss the pitch. High for ball one. Lettner getting back into some action. He was actually out for a few games. In Missoula, he would get in for a couple of pitches as Martin's going to make his way to second. The throw will not be made, and we're 2-0 on the count. Went in and had the doctors take a look at it, and it turns out that Lettner's got the same injury that Frazier had last year, as he's going to pound this one into the third base dugout for strike one. So Lettner was cleared. He can come back. Won't be able to throw from the pitcher's mound, but he has been DHing the last 3 games. Good to see him back in the lineup, as this one comes over the plate for a strike. So 2-2 to Lettner. And from what I understand, he'll be doing his surgery at the end of the season, just like Frazier did. Here's the pitch. And Lettner will find another foul ball to stay at 2-2. Bridger Johnson in the on-deck circle. No outs for the Mavericks. Thomas Martin stands at second, as we have our second batter of the inning for the Mavericks. Here's Downing with the stretch and set. And we'll get a full count. Martin's going to go ahead and make his way to third. The throw will be made this time, but Martin will have a belly slide. And we'll have a full count at 3-2. For Lettner. And Downing says he wants a new baseball, so Gibbs will oblige. Marty Gibbs, the plate umpire. Here's Downing now with the stretch and set. Martin at third. And Lettner will bounce this one just foul. We'll stay at 3-2. Lettner does get this one to play. Third baseman's going to make the throw to first instead of home. And Lettner will reach off the air. Martin scores. The Mavericks find their way onto the board. So we come to Bridger Johnson now for the Mavericks. with 1 run earned to make it 2-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. No outs. Bridger Johnson at the plate. Bridger in left field. And he's going to take this one off the bat, and the second baseman cannot get to it. And the right fielder's not able to pick it up with his glove, and that will put Johnson on with Lentner at second. And we'll call that one a hit. As we go to the bottom of the order, Dayton Bay. Mavericks with runners at first and second, no outs. Here's the pitch by Downing, and Bay will lay down the bunt. This is going to be a little hopper, and that will load the bases up. Perfect bunt by Bay as it would die on the grass and hobble its way up the line. Mavericks with loaded bases and no outs here in the top of the second. Swings us to the top of the order to Brendan Hill now for the Mavericks. Hill, a fly out, his first at bat. He's going to take a strike. And this one's going to come down on the landing for strike one on the foul ball. Downing now with the stretch and set. And this one will hop outside for ball one. Brendan getting the win last night against Lewis and Clark. Hill would pitch well to open up the tournament, giving the Mavericks a chance for the win, as this one will be fouled off. Take us to 1-2 on the count. Mavericks starting to find their groove on the pitcher's mound. They've got a good bullpen full of pitchers. Chalmers, Frazier, Hill, Hangus, Stevens. And then you've got Hill's going to take this one for a ride into right field. It'll be in the glove. The tag by Lentner. He's going to make his way home as the throw is made. And a dive back into second for Johnson, and the Mavericks will tie it up at 2. 1 out on the board. Takes us to the first baseman, Dane Frazier, now for the Mavericks. 1 out, runners at first and second. Pitch inside for Frazier will be ball 1. Frazier hit by a pitch to get on in the first inning. Here's the pitch. And Frazier, this one's got some length on it, lots of leg. It's back all the way, and it's going to find it away over the fence. Dane Frazier with the home run for the Mavericks to score 2. Actually, I should say 3. A 3-run homer for Frazier. Makes it 5-2 Mavericks. Clears the bases for Stuart Long with 1 out. Here's Downing with the pitch, and this one's going to be rolled right at Downing. The second baseman or shortstop will have the throw to first. The bag is stuck, and Long will be the out number 2 on the inning. We bring up Trad Richardson, the catcher, now for the Mavericks. Bases cleared, 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Downing. And Richardson will have strike one off the foul shot. Hunter Downing on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for Seattle. Mavericks in the lead on the 5 Valley Auto pitchers or Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard, 5-2. As we get ball one, so 1-1 on the count to Richardson. And we get another ball pitch. Richardson with a fly out to center field, his first at bat. Richardson, Frazier, and Hill, all three have home runs for the Mavericks on the season, as Richardson will take this one to the shoulder to put him on at first. Brings up Drew Stensrud. Richardson and Frazier would each pump one over the fence against the Red Sox a couple Fridays ago. And then last weekend, Brendan Hill would have an in-the-park home run as we get Drew Stensrud at the plate. And Richardson's going to go ahead and take second, and shortstop's not able to hold on to the ball, and that's a stolen base. Pitch thrown was a ball to Stensrud. So the Mavericks going to work right away against Seattle. We saw Thomas Martin take both second and third off the steal. And that's the most aggressive I've seen the Mavericks this year. So Hathaway with some confidence in his boys. Give him the thumbs up on some of these goes. Here's the pitch. And Stensrud pushes this one straight up in the air. The pitcher says he's got it. It's in the glove, and that's the side. Mavericks earn 5 to take a 5-2 lead. We'll have the bottom of the second right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 55 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Coming this summer, Milk Crate Media 406 will be the home to a new group of local podcasts to highlight our great state of Montana and the people within it. Starting with a local show to promote Missoula sports athletes. Next, a podcast that will take a look at worldviews. Then a show that will entertain you while informing you about Montana's great outdoors. And finally, a podcast that will take a look at the people and places that make Montana great. Stop by mcratemedia.com to see the full line of new podcasts.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton at the 2019 Dwight Church Tournament in Lewiston, Idaho, hosted by the Lewis and Clark Twins. As the Missoula Mavericks lead Seattle, Mercedes-Benz of Seattle, 5-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Mavericks picking up 5 runs in the top of the second to match and up the ante on the 2 that Seattle earned in the bottom of the first. So for Seattle, we'll start out with the number 8 spot batter, number 14, Austin Santiago, the second baseman. It'll be 8-9-1 on the schedule. Mavericks will have the next game. It'll come up 30 minutes after this one finishes up, as Parker Stevens will toss in ball 1 to start the inning. Parker Stevens on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. Here's the stretch and set. And Stevens will get it in the zone to even the count out at 1 on that pitch. And an inside pitch will bring up ball 2. So Parker, hobbies, he's a fisherman. As this one slides over the plate to even the count out at 2. Favorite thing Mom makes, garlic grilled cheese bread. As this one's reached for, it's going to kiss the line, and Frazier will win the race to the bag for the first out of the inning. Takes us to the bottom of the order. Cole Fazio, the right fielder, with one out and nobody on. Here's the pitch by Stevens. And this one's going to be rolled up over the pitcher's mound into center field, and that will be a base hit for Mercedes. Swings us to the top of the order now for Seattle to Cole Warner. Beautiful day here in Lewiston. Woke up to sunshine. Went for a walk along the river this morning. Here's a bunt laid down. Stevens will chase it down. Can't get a glove on it, and the runner will reach to put runners at first and second now for Seattle. Brock Williams, the shortstop. Parker's favorite memory with his dad is fishing every chance they get. As this one will come inside for a ball to Williams. Williams singled his first at bat. Here's the pitch. And a bouncer picked up by Bay. He got the toss to second, down the line to first, and the double play is turned to end the side. So the Mavericks hold off runners. They leave it 5-2. Top of the third right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.fivevalleyAutosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we broadcast live from Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho. Mavericks lead 5-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Leading off for the Mavericks is Thomas Martin. He would lead off the second inning as well, as the Mavericks put up 5 runs in the top of the second, so they're looking to see if they can add on to that. Next game will be the Prairie Cardinals versus the Mavericks. That'll be 30 minutes after this one finishes up. Here's the pitch, and Martin will slice foul to start the inning. Martin in right field today. Has had some time in left field, as this one's going to be foul. Just about the same line as the last one went foul. Makes it 0-2 on the count. Martin with a single his first at bat. And this one will be inside for ball 1 to Martin. And Martin taking his baseball talent to the next level this fall as he graduated from Sentinel last weekend. Here's another foul ball as Martin battles at 1-2. Here's the pitch. And a ball pitch will make it 2-2. And the Prairie Cardinals sitting down below us here in the first two rows as they get ready for their game against the Mavericks after this one's over. Here's the pitch. And that one will tag Martin in the back. And the Mavericks will have a runner on. Brings up Jake Lintner, the designated hitter. Seeing more Maverick fans over on the first base line. We've got the Richardsons, Mark and Amy, sitting down below me here. You can barely see their umbrella on the screen. And then the rest of the Mav fans all sitting on the decking above the dugout down the first base line. Lentner with a high shot into left field. Left fielder waves everybody off, wraps it up in the glove, and that's one away. Martin will stay at first. Brings up Bridger Johnson for the Mavericks with one out and one on. Johnson in left field today. Has had quite a bit of time in center field. We did see him at right field a little bit. Here's the pitch. And Johnson will let it go by for ball one. Johnson singled his first at bat. And he was sitting in the number one spot for a while. And Martin's going to go ahead and try for his third stolen base, and this time he will be safe as the pitch comes in at ball two and is actually 2-0 on the count. To Johnson. So Martin playing as the thief, as this one's going to be to third. And the line drive will have Johnson out. Martin will get back to second just in time, and that's 2 outs on the board. So the bottom of the order, Dayton Bay at the plate. He had some good play defensively to work the double play. Bay is going to have this one pop behind him for strike one on the foul tip. And if you remember back to Bay's first at bat, he would lay down a beautiful bunt that died as soon as it hit the shrubbery. Here's the pitch, and this time we'll have ball one to Bay, so even count, 1-1. Bay's another one that's dangerous when you get him on bases. And he'll crank this one right back into the glove of the third baseman. So Cameron Smith getting lots of play to finish out the side. Martin's left behind, and we have the bottom of the third right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton at Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho for the Dwight Church Tournament. Leading off for Seattle is Jordan Schuler, the left fielder. It's Parker Stevens on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound, and the first pitch of the inning by Stevens will be over the plate for strike 1. For Schuler, he singled his first at-bat. Mavericks hold a 5-2 lead on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard as this one's going to be bounced down the line, and the throw to first is stuck at the bag by Frazier, and the leadoff batter on the inning will be away. That will bring up number 37, Cameron Smith, the third baseman. Cameron Smith would have both outs to retire the side, outs 2 and 3 in the last half inning. Here's Parker Stevens with the pitch, and this one will go into the back netting for strike 1. Smith struck out swinging his first at-bat. And an outside pitch will bring up ball 1 to make it even on the count at 1. This one will get cranked on. It's going to go to left field and out of play for a foul ball to bring up 1 and 2. And our plate umpire, Marty Gibbs, wanting the ball out of play before he settles back in. Cameron Smith looking at 1 and 2 on the count, 1 out, nobody on. Here's Stevens with the pitch. And a foul ball keeps the third baseman alive to continue to battle. So we've got Stensert at third, Stuart Long at at shortstop, Dayton Bay at second, and Dane Frazier holding down first. That's your infield, with the strikeout coming without a swing for out number 2. As we go to Cody Kimball. Trad Richardson behind the plate to finish out the infield set. Here's the first pitch to Kimball, and he'll swing on it for strike 1. Kimball struck out swinging his first at-bat. Here's the pitch, and we'll get ball 1 to even out the count. Mavericks lead 5-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Here's a swing for strike 2. So Kimball staring down a possible second strikeout as he's going to punch this one into center field. Hill with a little dance, puts it in the glove, and that is the side. Nobody on. Mavericks hold tight, 5-2. Top of the 4th, right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Hey, are you gonna try out that new gym? I hear it's really cheap.
Not a chance. They don't have group exercise classes with awesome instructors like we get at Fuel. And the owners are in New York City.
What?
New York City!
Mm-hmm. The New York way is not the Montana way, so no way.
Fuel Fitness and Nutrition, your Montana born and bred fitness chain. And unlike the others, we never close.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton at Harris Field in Lewiston, Montana. Mavericks lead the Mercedes-Benz of Seattle 5-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. For the Mavericks, it's at the top of the order. Brendan Hill to lead it off. Hill, Frazier, and Long. And it's Hunter Downing on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for Seattle. Downing, 54 pitches in his first 3 innings. 33 of them have found their way over the plate. So Hill will settle in. He's 0 for 1, a fly out, and then he had a sac fly his last at bat. This one's going to be hit right at the pitcher, takes him out in the knee, and Hill will load up on at first. And the Mavericks will start with the hit. And it looks as though Downing is okay. Velocity to the hit plus the velocity of the pitch. Luckily, that one came down on the grass before it did hit the pitcher, as Frazier's going to crank this one into center field. And the center fielder puts it in the glove to put Frazier down, 1 away. As we come to Stuart Long. Long with 1 out. Or 1 for 2, I should say. A single, and he grounded out, as this one will come across the knees for ball 1. Downing now with the stretch and set. And Long with a foul ball down the first base line. Balut in the glove, and that's 2 away. Brings up Trad Richardson. Downing with the stretch and set. Hill's going to go. The throw is made to second, and it's going to hop through the glove of the second baseman, and Hill will get the base. Pitch thrown was a strike to Richardson. And we'll get an even count now for Richardson. Richardson, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch his last at bat. This one he'll take off the middle of the bat. It's going to be high and into right field, and that is the side. So Hill will get loaded up, but a quick 3 outs will put the Mavericks down. Bottom of the 4th, right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
MPSN is back to live stream the Montana Legion Baseball AA and State A tournaments this summer. Join us live from Billings, Montana for the State AA tournament and Florence, Montana for the State A tournaments, July 27th through the 31st, for all the play-by-play action of every game. If you know of a local business in your community that would like to sponsor the coverage of the games on MPSN, please send us an email. MPSN. Legion Baseball's home for the 2019 Montana State Legion Baseball Tournaments.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 55 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Mavericks leading 5-2 over the Mercedes-Benz of Seattle. Parker Stevens on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for his 4th inning of duty. Let's go ahead and take a look at Parker. As I click the wrong button here. So Parker, 3 innings as Alex Ballou comes up. 48 total pitches, 36 of them over the plate, 2 runs, both of them earned, struck out 3, hasn't walked any, and has not struck a batter as we get ball 1 to Baloo. And now we get a foul shot down into the dugout. Even us out at 1 apiece. For Baloo, he would reach off of an error. His first at bat. And a swing will bring up strike 2. I want to say hello to all the Maverick fans watching that were not able to make it to the trip, make it on the trip this weekend. Glad we're able to bring this in so that you can listen or watch, whichever one you're able to do. And that will be a strikeout as Gibbs will give us the chainsaw rip. And we'll have 1 out on the board. Brings us to Parker Stay, the catcher. And he'll have strike 1. As that was more of a defensive posture than it was really a swing, but umpires call it how they see it as we go outside. Even the count out at 1. 1-1 on the count. Here's the pitch. And Stevens will find the outside edge of the plate for strike 2. Favorite movie for Parker Stevens is Rudy. I love that movie. That's a great movie. It's got some good lessons in it. I love a movie with a lesson. As Stevens will strike out back-to-back batters here in the bottom of the 4th. So that brings up Austin Santiago, the second baseman. For Parker, his favorite superhero is Spider-Man. As this one's pushed into center field, Hill comes up, gloves it up, and it's 1-2-3. Mavericks get to bat in the top of the 5th. Back after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton at Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho, home of Lewis and Clark College. It'll be Drew Stensrud to start things off in the top of the 5th for the Mavericks as they lead Seattle 5-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. So middle of the order, Stensrud, Martin, and Lettner, 5, 6, 7 batters scheduled up on the inning. And it is Hunter Downing on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound. Other than a hiccup in the bottom of the 1st for Stevens and a hiccup in the top of the 5th, or top of the 2nd for Downing, both sides pitchers have come on strong here through the middle portion of the game. Here's the pitch to Stensrud, and this one will be fouled off to start things off with strike 1. Stensrud has been impressive with his play so far this year. Coming up, as this will be ball 1 to even the count. But he's played well on the infield. And I was talking earlier about the bullpen for the Mavericks as this ball is dropped in to make it 2-1. And the one thing that I forgot to say is, yes, we've got a strong group of starters, but then you start sprinkling in guys like Stensrud, Stuart Long, as this one's fouled off to even us out at 2. Well, it just strengthens up that stable for the Mavericks pitching staff when you've got guys that can come in and close things out. Here's the pitch. And that'll be 3 as Gibbs gives us the chainsaw rip for the first out of the inning. So we go to Thomas Martin for the Mavericks. Martin 1 for 2, singled his first at bat and was hit by a pitch on his last at bat, as Downing will deliver ball 1 to start against Martin. Here's the pitch, and it's over the plate to even us out at 1 apiece. We take a look at Downing as he'll deliver ball 1 in the dirt, or ball 2 I should say, 2-1 on the count. 4 1/3 innings, he's got 67 pitches, 42 of them have been over the plate, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, struck out 1, hasn't walked a batter, and has hit 3 as we get ball 3. He has allowed 1 home run as Dane Frazier took the baseball for a ride over the left field wall as Martin is walked to put a runner on with 1 out. Jake Lintner, the designated hitter now for the Mavericks, with 1 on and 1 out. And Lintner is going to bounce this one out. Shortstop will have it. The throw to first is on target, and it's going to be safe for Lintner. So he'll load up. And we'll see if they'll have that one as an error, if they're going to mark that one as a hit on the board. As Bridger Johnson comes up. Ballou over there at first. So Lentner at first, and they are going to call that an error as runners will take the bases on the wild pitch. And we go 2-0 now as Stay will go out and check in with Downing. No action in the bullpen, so just a little visit here as we're 2-0 on the count. Mavericks moving into position with Martin at third and Lentner at second. And errors are what got Seattle in trouble against Spokane late in the game. Here's the 2-0, and Johnson puts this one right over the shortstop's head. It's going to roll into left field. They'll go ahead and wave around Lentner as the throw is made. Here is a slide in, and the Mavericks will earn 2 runs off of the Bridger Johnson shot to make it 7-2 here in the top of the 5th. One out as we come to the bottom of the order. Dayton Bay. Bay showing bunt. Pulls it back at the last second, and we'll have ball 1. For Bay, it was a bunt. and a line drive, 1 for 2. The bunt laid down so beautifully, and I know you're probably tired of me talking about it, but I was very impressed with the way Bay let that bunt go, and this one's going to be high and long down the third base line to bring up strike 1 on the foul shot. So 1-1 on the count. Mavericks will have the next game after this one finishes up. They'll take on the Prairie Cardinals, who are in batting practice right now. Downing with the stretch and set. And he's back outside for a ball to make it 2-1 on the count. Here's the pitch. Bunt laid down. This one's going to be high into the netting, and we'll go 2-2 on the count. You can hear the metal bat ping in the background. That's Prairie warming up. Here's the pitch. And Bay bounces this one past the third baseman. They'll hold up Johnson at third, and it'll be runners on the corners for the Mavericks. And we'll have the top of the order, Brendan Hill, at the plate now with 1 out against the Mavericks. They've earned 2 runs so far to make it in the 5th inning, I should clarify, to make it 7-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Here's the pitch, and we're upstairs for ball 1 to Hill. Hill, 1 for 2, singled his last at bat. Had a sac fly that earned a run for the Mavericks. Here's the 1-0. And this one's going to bounce just past the second baseman. Johnson will score, and the Mavericks make it 8-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Top of 5. And so with 2 outs, that's going to bring out the manager for Mercedes. Now, we haven't seen any action in the bullpen, so if there is a possible change right now, I imagine this is just a visit by Coach Kruger. And it is just a short little visit. Now, folks, if you're planning on making a trip out of town this weekend and enjoying the weather, well, the first place you should stop before you hit the road is our good friends over at Fast Trip Conoco. With the most convenient gas pumps in town, a full stock of your favorite drinks, and the coldest ice cooler in all of Missoula, Fast Trip Conoco is your one-stop shop convenience store. Want to make your car look good before you head out, or maybe you're just coming back from a road trip and you want to make it look good after that long trip? Well, conveniently located right in the parking lot is Magic Touch Car Wash. And they've got a great special going on right now, the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special. Fast Trip Conoco, located on South Reserve across from Larchmont Golf Course, a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. So Downing, after the conference, will throw ball 1 to Frazier. Frazier, 1 for 2. A home run, as this one's going to be bounced out to the shortstop. Shortstop with a play to second. Down the line to first, and it will be just ahead, and the double play is turned. The Mavericks score 3 to make it 8-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Bottom of the 5th right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Warning! Warning!
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning, warning, this is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half-price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network in Lewiston, Idaho, as we've got the Dwight Church tournament going on. Missoula Mavericks ahead of the Mercedes-Benz of Seattle, 8-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. It's Parker Stevens on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks. As the bottom of the order, Cole Fazio, the right fielder, steps into the plate. And Fazio is going to take a crank on the first pitch, fouls it down the third base line, and we move to strike one. And a young man warming up in the bullpen for Seattle. Can't see the number quite yet, as this one's outside for ball one to Fazio. 1 for 1 with a single for Fazio. As this one's going to be high. Should be out of play for Frazier. It's going to come down amongst the Maverick. No, Frazier came back in and he puts it in the glove for the out. That one looked like it was going to come down on the decking above the first base dugout. But it was high enough I wasn't able to see it clearly. And we've got one away. So we swing to the top of the order for Seattle to Cole Werner, the center fielder. And the action in the bullpen was very quick as we come outside by Stevens for ball one. Parker, 61 pitches, 45 of them have been over the plate, as this one goes back upstairs for ball two. So 3-0 now on the pitch. And Stevens will get into the count with strike one. So 3-1, and this one will be bounced foul. And we'll get a full count at 3-2 for Parker Stevens. 2-3 is his record. 10 games, 6 started, has a 6.00 ERA, 27 total innings, 24 runs, 18 of them earned off of 30 hits, as he'll walk the batter. Struck out 16 and walked 15. That'll be 16 if you judge by the number there. And that'll take us to Brock Williams now, as Stevens will deliver over the plate for strike one. 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the fifth. Mavericks lead 8-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Here's the pitch by Stevens, and this one will have contact. It'll roll foul towards the first base dugout, and we're 0-2 as Bo King will gather the ball up. And this one will come off the end of the bat. Martin will put it in the glove, and that will be 2 outs now with the runner at first staying. The left fielder, Jordan Schuler, now for Seattle. 2 outs, and Werner at first. Stevens with the stretch and set. And it's over the plate for strike one. 1 for 2 is Schuler. A single his first at bat and then grounded out his last. As this one's going to be bounced down the third base line. Stensrud will attack it. The throw to first is on target. Frazier sticks the bag, and that's the side. One runner loaded up off the walk, but he's stranded. We go to the top of the sixth. Mavericks lead 8-2.
Coming this summer, Milk Crate Media 406 will be the home to a new group of local podcasts to highlight our great state of Montana and the people within it. Starting with a local show to promote Missoula sports athletes. Next, a podcast that will take a look at worldviews. Then a show that will entertain you while informing you about Montana's great outdoors. And finally, a podcast that will take a look at the people and places that make Montana great. Stop by mcratemedia.com to see the full line of new podcasts.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton in Lewiston, Idaho. Always want to say Montana. It's my favorite place to be, Montana. But we're in Lewiston, Idaho for the weekend for the Dwight Church Tournament hosted by the Lewis and Clark Twins. We're actually going to have the Twins in town next weekend as the Mavericks will host the 2019 Mavericks Memorial Tournament. And there will be Central Washington, and Lewis and Clark with the Walla Walla Bears. Tournament will start on Thursday, 2:30, and you'll be able to see the full schedule on the Missoula Prep Sports Network website on Monday as we'll get ready. We want to get through this tournament before we get too far ahead and take a look at next weekend. The Mavericks lead 8-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard, and a new pitcher on the mound for Seattle as Brock Williams has now made his way onto the field. We'll figure out who is at shortstop shortly, as Stuart Long will lead the inning off for the Mavericks. So the 3, 4, 5 batters. And Long puts this one into play. Balut with the pit throw to Williams, and that is out number 1. And it looks like number 37 has moved over to the shortstop position for Mercedes. As Trad Richardson comes to the plate, and Richardson will crank one foul. For strike 1. Richardson's going to have play on this one. It's deep into left field. Left fielder can't find it, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Richardson grabs a gear and will slam on the brakes now at second. And the Mavericks, with one out, will have a good shot by Richardson as Drew Stensrud comes to the plate. And let's see here, number 34. Ryan Escobar. Is at third. So the change is on the field with Brock Williams at the pitcher's mound, as the wild pitch will advance Richardson to third. Will be 2-0 on the count. So the infield set for Seattle: Ryan Escover at third. Cameron Smith at short. Austin Santiago is the second baseman, as this one will go foul for strike one. And Alex Ballou at first with Parker Stay behind the plate. Here's the pitch by Brock Williams, and he'll make it 3-1 on the count now. Off the ball pitch. Trad Richardson standing at third with one out. Thomas Martin in the on-deck circle. As Stensrud rips this one foul towards the bullpen down the first baseline. Brings us to a full count at 3-2. The way that the stadium is set up here at Harris Field, the bullpen pitching lane, as this one's going to be hopped right over the third baseman's head. It's going to roll deep down the third base line. Richardson will score, and Stensrud will find himself at first. Mavericks lead 9-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Thomas Martin, the right fielder now. All right, I did something wrong here. Here's the throw and the tag, and that will be out number 2 as they will get the out. So that'll be 2 away. As Martin will crank this one foul for strike one. Three and one now. And Martin will be walked. So that takes us to Jake Lintner. And Martin will make his way to second on the wild pitch. As Lintner settles in. 1-0 on the count. As the pitch comes across the plate for a strike to make it 1-1. Mavericks lead 9-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Here's the pitch. And that one's right upstairs for ball 2. And Lintner will crank one backwards. As we go 2-2 on the count. Lintner 0 for 3. Reached off an error his first and third at-bats as he'll swing here and be struck out. And that is the side. So the Mavericks earn 1 to make it 9-2. We'll be back with the portion of the 6th for Seattle right after this.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to MPSN as we come to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mavericks leading 9-2 over the Mercedes-Benz of Seattle as the leadoff batter, Cameron Smith, is going to put this one in the glove of Thomas Martin. 1 pitch, 1 out. To start the inning. We go to Cody Kemble now, the designated hitter, with 1 out, and he's going to crank 1 foul. Out of reach of Martin down the first base line, and we'll have strike 1. So the Mavericks coming up with the 3rd game of the day. Right after this one, they'll take on the Prairie Cardinals, who are done with batting practice and putting their uniforms on. This one's down the third base line. Stensrud with a rocket to first. Frazier sticks the bag, and that's 2 away. That brings up the first baseman, Alex Ballou. So Bello will settle in. Parker Stevens with the pitch, and he'll slice. Bello will slice for strike 1. Bello 0 for 2. Reached off an error his first at bat, and then struck out swinging his last. This one will be upstairs to make an even count at 1. Here's the pitch. And this one's going to come off the hand grip. Looks like it came off of that right hand of Bello. Takes it to 1-2 on the count. 2 outs, so nobody on. Bottom of 6. Here's the pitch. And that'll be 3 as Stevens strikes out the batter. Top of the 7th right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hey, are you going to try that new gym? I hear it's really cheap.
No way. They don't care what we eat. They serve pizza and bagels, and the owners are in New York City.
What? New York City? That really tans my hide.
Fuel Fitness and Nutrition, your Montana born and bred fitness chain. And unlike the others, we never close.
Warning, warning.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning, Warning, this is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on Reserve across from Larchmont.
Half-price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
Welcome back to MPSN, top of the 7th here at Harris Field. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as the Mavericks lead 9-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. For the Mavericks, bottom of the order, Bridger Johnson, the number 8 spot batter, and Dayton Bay on the schedule. So 8-9-1, Johnson, Bay, and Hill. Sorry, folks, had a sneeze attack come up there. So Johnson will settle in with Brock Williams on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound. Mavericks will have another game right after this one. Here's the pitch. And Johnson rolls this one to the third baseman. He takes a look at it in his glove before he makes the throw, and they're going to say Belleau had his foot off the bag, and the runner will reach. And that will bring out the manager for Seattle to discuss the play. And it's a quick discussion. And the runner reaches off the air as the umpires come together, and they're going to rule it safe. So with Johnson at first, that brings up the bottom of the order, Dayton Bay, with no outs. Here's the pitch by Williams. And Bay is going to lay down another bunt. Williams not able to grip it, and Bay will reach once again. Bay with the nice little bunt. Puts runners at first and second as we swing to the top of the order to Brendan Hill. Hill will watch the first pitch go by for strike one. Hill, 2 for 3. Singled his last two at-bats as this one's going to come in for ball one. 1-1 on the count for Hill. Here's the pitch by Williams. And Hill with a rip. It's going to be short into the glove of the second baseman, and that's one away. So we get the first baseman, Dane Frazier, with one out, and Bay at first and Johnson at second. Here's the pitch. And Williams will put it over the plate for strike one. And if you'll remember back to the second inning, as Frazier would hit one over the fence to earn 3 runs for the Mavericks. Bay and Johnson in the same position they were at that time. Here's the 0-2. And Frazier with a bouncer to the third baseman. He will step on the bag. The throw to first is there, and they're going to turn the double play this time and have the out. So Seattle holds off the Mavericks, top of the 7th. It is a hill to climb for Mercedes in the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN. Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN as we have the bottom of the 7th inning here at Harris Field between the Missoula Mavericks and Mercedes-Benz of Seattle. For Mercedes-Benz, it is Parker Stay, number 23, the catcher, to lead off the inning. Parker Stevens on the Five Valley Auto pitcher's mound for the Mavericks as he'll have the stretch and set in the first pitch of the inning. And Stevens over the plate for strike one. So Stevens getting the nod and allowed to stand as this one's pumped foul. And can't see. It sounds like Frazier was not able to get to it, and that'll be a foul ball for strike two. Kind of a cool, not kind of, it is really cool the way that they've got the field set up here for the fans. Get your normal seating behind home plate and down the first and third base line as this one's going to be cranked foul. Stay at 0-2. But further down where the dugouts meet the seating, this one's going to be pumped right into the glove of Stuart Long, and that'll be the first out of the inning on the line drive. But down the first baseline, they've got seating that's a deck above the dugout as Austin, oh, we've got number 34 up here now. So we're going to make that switch. As we'll have strike one tossed in to Ryan Escobar. Oh and 1 by Stevens. And Stevens will place it on the outside of the plate for the right-handed batter for strike two. But they've got an elevated seating area that's got about 6 or 7 rows for you to sit on that's right above the dugout. Then down the third base line, they've got the bullpen behind the dugout, and above that is more seating as Escobar will be struck out swinging for the second out of the inning. 1-2 away. Now we look for 3 as Cole Fazio comes to the plate, and Stevens will deliver ball 1 to Fazio. Fazio 1 for 2, singled his first at bat, and an infield fly his last. Here's the 1-0 by Stevens, and Richardson not able to hold on to it as it comes off the mask of Gibbs for ball 2. Gibbs will take a moment as that one came off of, looks like he's pointing right to the cheekbone. He's got, Gibbs wears glasses, and well, the way that ball came off, it might have pinched the glasses between the head and the mask. Richardson checks in with him to make sure he's okay and asks for a new ball before Stevens will have the 2-0. to Fazio. Bottom of the order. 2 outs, nobody on. And that'll be strike 1. Two and 1 on the count. Here's the pitch. And a foul ball will even us up at 2. So the Mavericks finish this game out. They'll have Prairie Cardinals 30 minutes after this game finishes up. Lewis and Clark does a good job of turning the field as this one's punched straight up in the air. Stenzer's going to try to get to it, but it's going to come down and wedge itself between the netting and the top bar, and we'll stay at 2-2. Not even a bounce. That one slid down the netting and just wedged itself between the netting and the bar. Safety bar that runs across the bottom, and Stevens will place it outside to bring us to a full count at 3-2. Here's the pitch. And this one will be into right field. Martin is back there. This one will get off the back of the fence as the runner will trot to second on the double. We'll swing to the top of the order now for Seattle to Cole Warner with 2 outs and a runner at second. Stevens gets the pitch from Richardson as time is called, and the batter will step out. And a pitch by Stevens is upstairs for ball 1. So 2 for 2 for Werner. A triple, a bunt, and then he was walked his last at bat. As Stevens will find the inside of the plate for strike 1. Cole Fazio at second with 2 outs. Seattle down 9-2 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Runner's going to go, and a foul ball. Will take us to strike 2. 1-2. Here's the pitch. And the ball pitch. Runner's going to go. Richardson with the rocket down the third and the tag, and that is game as Fazio will be caught stealing. And the Mavericks will get the win 9-2 over Seattle. So the Mavericks improve to 2-0 on the tournament as Seattle drops to 0-2. Mavericks will have the next game in 30 minutes. Refill your water, pop some popcorn. We'll be back right after the break. You've been watching Missoula Maverick Baseball on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Missoula Sports.
What a rush!
MPSN's coverage of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness.
Always, always, always.
Tune in next time when the Missoula Prep Sports Network has coverage of your local sports heroes.
Well,